This is olive and herb sourdough fougasse, a delicious French bread shaped like the spike of a wheat stalk. I'm going to show you the tricky part of making fougasse, the shaping and cutting, and you can find the full recipe on the Breadtopia blog. Here's the dough after the first rise. It fermented to not quite double in size. I'm going to divide and pre-shape this 1 kilogram dough to make 2 large fougasses on 2 baking sheets. I will let the dough rest for about 20 minutes so the cut dough knits back together and the gluten relaxes for the final shaping. After the dough rests, I rub olive oil onto parchment paper so I can maneuver the dough without it sticking. With oiled hands and an oiled rolling pin, I flatten both doughs. Now I'm stretching the dough into the shape of a long triangle. To keep the dough from drying out during the final proof, I'm going to cover each fougasse with a small sheet of oiled plastic wrap. You could also place each baking sheet in a tented bag. The shaped dough will rise again for about 1 hour, and toward the end of this final proof, I'll start the oven preheating to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. After the final proof, I make cuts in the dough with a pizza roller, and you can follow the pattern I show here or make another of your choosing, and you can use a knife if you don't have a pizza roller. For a thinner fougasse, stretch the dough as I'm doing here, and for a poofier, thicker fougasse, leave it as is. Make sure you open the cuts so they don't seal back up when the dough expands during the bake. I like to make these outer cuts on the dough to create more crispy edges and even more of a wheat spike shape. Finally, I spray or brush olive oil on the surface of the dough and sprinkle it with coarse sea salt and cracked pepper. When both fougasses are prepped, bake them for 20 minutes, rotating the trays halfway through the bake. Brush with olive oil again when they're done baking, and serve this tasty pull-apart bread during a meal or for an appetizer or a snack.